Hello. Now, you may not believe this, but we're often asked by our many fans how we at Twistedmindz create such wonders of comedy.
Are we?
Oh yes.
Really?
Well, no. But we are the #1 Google search result for surreal comedy.
You took that to mean...
Look, just bear with me, okay? I'm introducing the new video.
Yeah, with lies.
The Google bit is true. That's true. About Google.
Look, we should start again. Hello, and welcome to the Twistedmindz Guide to Comedy.
Yes, welcome to it.
You always have to have the last word, don't you?
Yes.
Comedy. Everyone knows about it, right? But how many people actually know about comedy?
Phil, I told you before, please don't start the videos like that. It just confuses people.
Alright then, fine. Thanks. As many people know, we at Twistedmindz are purveyors of some of the finest comedy products on the interweb net.
That's right, Phil.
Yes, that's right, Andy. And yet it's amazing to think that there are many people out there who simply don't know what comedy is.
You mean like Americans?
That's a rather sweeping generalisation, but yes.
So I suppose that kind of person is who this video is aimed at then?
Why are you asking? You know who it's aimed at, you helped write it.
Yeah, I'm playing the voice of the viewer.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, yes. Yes, that's who this video is aimed at. You see, the video was put together to explain the fundamentals behind our particular brand of comedy.
Yes, in many ways it's kind of an online training manual.
Yes, like that Al-Qaeda one, but with less bombs.
Right, I think we should actually start by explaining what it is that you've just done there, Phil.
Good idea, Andy. You see, that joke contained two types of humour in one. Stop that.
It's alright.
Point number one. It was a topical reference to something that's been in the news recently.
And point number two, it was a play on words. You see, in comedy terms, a bomb is a joke that just isn't very funny. And hopefully this video will contain a lot less of these bombs than the Al-Qaeda video contains of actual, well, bombs, which I think is quite a lot.
Yes, I think you're right. But you see, you've hit on something very important there, Andy. In comedy, you see, if you have to explain a joke, then it ceases to be funny. I think we should prove that.
This video is an online training manual.
Like that Al-Qaeda one, but with less bombs.
And lo, it's not funny anymore.
Well, to be honest, it wasn't that funny to start with.
No, that's true, but it was a good example to show 3 important pointers of comedy.
But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. To fully understand comedy, it's important to know how it began. And for that, we need to go back in time. Now, with the help of sophisticated CGI and professional actors, we're able to recreate the genesis of comedy.
Yeah, before this time, there was no comedy. Humankind, or whatever passed for it, was completely devoid of humour, until, that is, a great revelation occurred.
You could almost call it monolithic.
Yeah, you could, but we might get sued.
I don't get it.
Anyway, it was a dark time in the history of humanity. Men were soulless, empty shells, completely devoid of any humour and nothing compared to what they would become once they discovered the glories of comedy.
And so, we're going back to the Stone Age.
No, we're not. We're going back to the 80s.
Oh my God.
Pull my finger.
If you look carefully, you'll notice that 2 forms of comedy were born that day.
It's true, the classic pull my finger can be regarded to be the father of all that is funny.
And as witnessed there, it almost immediately led to the second great funny thing: people falling over.
Yes, but it is important to note that whilst Pull My Finger remains funny in its pure classical form, people falling over can evolve.
And evolve it did. It later took on the mantra of slapstick. Now, the appeal of this type of comedy is basically watching other people hurt themselves, and it was perfected in 1932 by a man named Wilfred Bugle, whose silent films are now considered legendary.
Just a minute though, if comedy was created in the 80s, how can it have existed in 1932?
Quite simple. Shut up.
But...
No, Andy. Save all questions till the end.
But...
No, Andy! Bad Andy! Wilfred Bugle, watch. So, we've covered some very important facets of comedy here: slapstick, Pull My Finger, as well as topical references and the use of wordplay.
Join us next time when we'll cover even more.
No, Andy, we're going to do it now.
We are?
Yes.
Oh, okay. In that case, a fairly new idea in comedy is the use of the shock tactic.
Surprise!
That's not really what I had in mind. Shock tactics usually involves the use of taboo jokes, such as this one. You know, I could have sex with any woman in this pub.
How's that?
I'm a rapist. Shock tactics can also feature fairly heavy swearing. Now, it's important to note that unlike people falling over and pulling of fingers, that swearing on its own is not always funny.
Fuck, 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 fuck.
When swearing, it's important to remember that often less is more. Now, unfortunately, there's no hard and fast rule as to when swearing is funny. But as a general rule of thumb, when used in an inappropriate situation, swearing is usually funny.
Another key point to remember is that although the audience should find the sketch funny, you yourself should not. Now, for this reason, it's often important to deliver funny lines in a deadpan way.
So, I'm sorry to say that your dog has died. No, really. So it's not supposed to be funny?
Bruno's really dead?
No, not really. No, okay, that was a joke. Bruno is dead. Surprise! I'm not even really a vet. I'm a rapist.
It's important to remember that the composure of a performer has a direct bearing on how funny a scene can turn out.
That's right.
Yes, it is.
Is this nearly finished? Because I have got other things to do today, you know.
It's nearly finished, my friend. The one thing we have left to cover is the use of the catchphrase.
Oh yes, I'm familiar with this. It's the concept that if you repeat something enough times, it becomes funny. It's a controversial technique that many comedians believe cheapens the comic purity. But it has to be agreed that if you can get your catchphrase into popular usage, then it will live much longer in everyday conversation. Witness. I love the beef. 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 I love the beef.
So there we have it.
I love that phrase.
Yeah, me too. So with this guide, you should now know the basics of great comedy. And you should be able to apply it and create works of such mirth as to rival our own.
Indeed. Now that we've shared with you our comedy secrets, you may even be able to create such funny work as to topple us from our #1 Google search result for surreal comedy and...
shit.